you are not actually on a beach like I am here, then fear not, because I have in the post-production added in a fake soundscape of crashing waves and seagulls. You're very, very welcome. Hopefully it will give you the ambiance of being on the beach. In all of my sessions, I like to follow a theme or a focus, and today we're taking inspiration from the waves, the rolling, undulating waves, continuous movement. So if you're comfortable and you're ready, we're just going to start by very, very gently waving that body side to side. Try and get that continuous, flowing, water-like movement. Maybe start to take this a little bit further. Can you reach your fingertips further away, sliding the ribcage even further side to side, really wriggling and waving through the spine. You might even find that you want to reach an arm overhead. Let your head go with it as well. Your head sitting atop your spine. Really wave. Oh, hello, doggy. Really wave and undulate. We're just warming things up. No precision. No perfection here, just wriggling and moving, getting things a little bit warmed, a little bit ready for the rest of our session. Maybe start to bring those waves back down and settle yourself in the middle. It would be frankly rude to do Pilates on the beach and not perform a mermaid. So that's exactly what we shall do now. You're going to tuck both legs round to one side, slide your arm along the floor, lifting underneath that rib. Think about a kind of a rainbow shape or an arch shape here. And then reach the other way. Gorgeous long stretch down the side of the body. We find that rainbow. Lift underneath the ribs. And then try not to push off the arm too much. Try and use your strength in your center, those good old oblique muscles, to lift yourself up. So you reach over and then use your center to lift here before finding that gorgeous long stretch the other way. If you want to take this a little bit further, you absolutely can. You can push into that arm and you can lift the hips up, therefore making a little bit more full body. We have that same gorgeous side bend. This becomes a strength moment, a little semi-plank, if you will. Come down with control. Find that gorgeous long stretch. If you want a little bit more, you can add a lift of that top leg. Stretch out, bring it down with control. Lower the hips with control. And we take that lovely side bend. Here we go again. I'm going to take the hand down to the floor, scoop up those hips, stretch that top leg out, getting into those outside glutes as well. Keeping that lift underneath the ribs, planting the hip down, reaching the fingertips away, as much movement as possible now. Okay, let's take some more waving. This time we're going to wave the hips up and down, okay? And using those hips to kind of push that hand up. It waves up overhead, and then we wave everything back down. Push the hips up, ripple up through the body, relax the head down to one side and wave down. So it's like a little side to side wave here. We can also do this in a full side plank, just by the way, if you want that extra challenge. So just bringing those hips down to the floor and then pushing up. Or if you want even more challenge still, scoop those hips down and hover them just above the floor and then push them back up. But all the while trying to find that gorgeous ripple, that undulation. Here we go, a little hover and then press straight back up. So we're never quite making it back down to the floor. Keeping that underneath shoulder really solid, really secure. Watch you're not scrumpling up to the ears too much. There's a little bit of space between the ear and that shoulder at all times. It takes a lot of control, a lot of support through that underneath arm. And then just to finish off this side, why not let's go back to some lovely stretchy mobilizing mermaids here. You can do this in the full version, the semi version, or the hips down entire version. Let's go over to do this on the other side. Okay, my friends, let's mermaid side 2. I'll talk you through the options here. So you're going to slide that arm away until the elbow comes down to the floor. Don't forget that gorgeous underside rib lift here. Scoopy up those ribs, make a big rainbow shape underneath your ribs. And then we reach over. Also, little reminder here, not to kind of launch yourself off your hand, but rather to use your obliques to pull you up here. I'm trying to over demonstrate that for you. You can do this with the elbow down, you can do it with a straight arm as well. Level 2 is to lift those hips up, therefore requiring just a little bit more core control, a little bit more strength. Lift up nice and high. You can add in a gorgeous, gorgeous leg extension if you want to. Don't feel like you have to aim for the sky, but we are aiming for length. So reach the fingertips away, reach the leg long, give it a nice stretch. Should feel really good to elongate the body like this. Here's our stretch moment. Plant your hand firmly into the floor. Find that strength. Keep the shoulder away from the ears. You can also go up into full plank here. If you want to do that, just take your top foot slightly over the front ankle and plant your foot nice and firmly on the floor. It's going to be a little bit more of a solid place to push up to your full plank from. And then your options to coming back down onto the elbow, all the while finding that lovely, lovely length, that lovely, lovely stretch. We're going to do our waving now, our undulating. So again, you can do this with the knees down, pushing the hips up, using your hips to kind of initiate that movement, and then finding that ripple up through the top of the body. You'll see that I'm really indulging in letting my head go here. Let that head drift to the side as well. And just like we did on the other side, if you want more here, you can do this with a full plank as well. So whichever option feels best for you, or why not mix it up, do a few of each. If you are in full plank, you also have the option of bringing the hips all the way down for a little rest in between each one. Or indeed, you can have a little hover just above the floor. That's your top level version. Quite often in Pilates, we do one and then the other, one then the other. A little bit repetitive, a little bit monotonous. Here we want to find a continuous sense of movement. We don't just arrive and come back the same way. We want to flow, we want to undulate. Just as that hand reaches, the hips start to come down. Just as the hand comes down, the hips start to go back up, so you can find that gorgeous sense of flow. Be like the waves, be like the water. Take a nice stretch just to finish off this little mermaid set here. And a nice deep breath in. Okay, we're back and we are in a 4-point kneeling position. Let's extend one leg, tuck the toes, extend the other. You'll find yourself, we notice, in a nice strong plank. Keeping the knees off the floor. Bend back, send your butt down to your heels, a little bear crouch, and then extend forward, chest right over those wrists. Tuck back, get those quads working. Keep that core engaged, keep the back nice and long as you come forward into your long, strong plank position. Take a breath in to come back. Exhale, engage the core. Nice. And we can go nice and quickly through these if that works for you. Let's take another 6 here. 6, come back and plank. 5, come back and plank. 4, come back and plank. Almost there. 3, strong. 2, stronger. Last one, tuck and hold that plank. Beautiful stuff. All right. From here, we're going to lift up, undulate through. We're back into our little wave. Stick your butt back, lift up and undulate through. We're trying to get a waving feeling like we're scooping up, rounding the back, and then bringing that chest and finally the head forward. So you can get a little bit of movement through the spine here. Tuck, send your butt back, and then round and wave your chest forward. Keep that breath nice and full and steady, might I suggest, and exhale as you come forward into that plank position, holding it nice and strong. Adjust your hands in the sand if you need to, like I am here. And we're going to finish this set with a nice stretchy downward dog, pushing those heels down into the floor, finding that pull down the back of the legs, send your butt up to the sky, long back, send your armpits down to the floor, breathe deeply. Feel free to wiggle as much as you need to in this position. You can walk through the feet. You can hold it steady. Have a little sway of the hips side to side. I don't know, whatever feels best for your body. You can even take an elegant, dramatic leg kick up towards the sky if that feels good. Have a little experiment. Explore your own body. Explore this feeling. It's all stretchy. It's all lengthening. It's all breathy. When you're satisfied with your downward dog stretch, come back into your plank And then push back into that downward dog. Make a big triangle shape. And then walking the hands in, trying to minimize the disruption, the sway side to side in the hips. And standing all the way up. Okay, we're going to continue with our waving theme. I'm very happy for you to take this as much as you want into the knees or the straight legs. That will depend entirely on how your hamstrings feel today. But I'm sticking my butt out. I'm arching the back like a banana, dropping the head down and rolling up like our usual Pilates spine roll up. And then we're going to reverse it. You're going to bend the knees, arch up, tuck the head down, spine curl down. Arch the head, bend the knees, tuck the butt out, lift up, nod the head, roll down. Try and make this as fluid and as continuous as possible. Rolling, waving through the spine should feel absolutely delicious for the full body. And we'll finish down in that little fold, which you can deepen by grabbing hold of the ankles if you want to. Find a little wiggles and shimmies and shakes. We're going to take a sway side to side now. Again, finding that nice fluid movement. I'm bending into one knee, extending the arm, looking up towards the sky. So we get that deeper hamstring stretch. And we get that gorgeous chest opening and spinal twist as well. I'm just adjusting my sand for our next section. Take a nice deep breath. Grab a sip if you need to. Okay, section 3. We're back, we're kneeling, we're going to twist, we're going to side kick. So hands behind the head, just be careful not to stick the ribs forward, keep those elbows just slightly forward. On your exhale, you're going to squeeze into that twist and inhale to come through center. Exhale like you're wringing the air out of your lungs. Inhale to reinflate through the center. If you'd like to, you can add on a sweepy arm. This gives it that kind of continuous wavy feeling. Reach and sweep, reach and sweep. You're aiming here to keep your hips forward. Just have a little check-in with your hips. Make sure they're not kind of swaying and rocking side to side. You can see here I'm being a little bit dramatic about it. I'm taking in a little kind of head lean, a little bit more flex, a little bit more undulation through the top of the body. If that feels good, go with it. If not, just keep it slightly simpler. Just get that sweeping arm side to side. Depends how dramatic you're feeling today. If you want to kind of roll through the head, you can lean into it. Lean into it so you get a little bit of that side to side lean as well. You can take this however you feel, but whatever movement's happening, it's kind of from the belly button upwards, okay? We're keeping the legs, the hips super stable. One hand comes down to the floor. We're keeping that length through the side. Extend the opposite leg. Tilt yourself over like I'm a little teapot, and we're ready for side kick kneeling. Most people hate it. I love it. It's just one of those things. You're going to sweep the leg forward. Minimum disruption through the rest of the body. Flex the foot and then drag that heel back. Everything should be working here. If you want to, we can make this a little bit more wavy, a little bit more undulating. You're going to kick that leg through, bending at the knee, and then drag that heel back. Keep your core tight, keep that lower back nice and long. We can reverse that movement so you can bend the knee, post your foot through to the back, flex the foot, draw the toes as far forward as you can. Whatever height your leg is at, I'm cool with. Try and keep it consistent. Try not to let it start to droop down towards the floor as it gets tired, which it will. Little pulses to finish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way back up to your high kneeling position. Start with that exhale twist. Exhale, twist the ribs. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the ribs. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the ribs. Inhale, center. We're going to add in the arm. Reach and sweep all the way around. Reach, sweep all the way around. Twist your ribs from side to side. Don't forget to look each way. Your head is part of your spine as well at the top. If you want to, you can take that little sweepy lean. Get a little bit dancery about it. Rolling waves, rolling through. Get that lean as well as the twist. Being disciplined enough to keep the lower half of the body steady. Here we go, side kick kneeling this side. Extend one arm and the other leg. Tip yourself over. I'm a little teapot. Find that length through the body. Start with your straight kicks just to get things going. Feel it into the side. Point, kick forward, flex, draw back. Point, kick forward, flex, sweep back. Whichever height you've managed to get that leg to, we're going to keep it there. Don't let it start to droop down. Even if it's just a little bit off the floor, keep it there. Folding through then. Keep your upper body so strong, so stable. Smooth and effortless through that leg now. I know it's not really, but that's the impression we're giving. Fold through, send it behind you. Keep that back long. Don't crumple that lower back. Send the foot through. Reach long. Sweep the toes up towards the nose. Almost there. Last couple of sweep throughs. And then we finish true Pilates style with a pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With control, bring yourself up. Ooh, a little bit of a heave there. And of course, a wiggle, a release, whatever you need to do. Readjust your stand, if you will. Okay, here we go. Press up times, folks. Keeping your body nice and long. Bring your hips with you. We're tucking the elbows in today. Let's give it some energy. Push, bend, push the floor away. Keep that lower back nice and long. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. You can do full press-ups if you want to. Don't let me stop you. I'm going for a knees down version today. Little bit of energy. Let's get these done. Push and come back into a nice juicy child's pose. Now we're going to take that wave-inspired feeling. We're going to wave through the back. Just like ordinarily we say not to do, that's exactly what we're going to allow ourselves to do here. So we come down strong as a plank, drop, and then we lift the head, we lift the chest, we roll through the back to come up to that top line position. Drop down strong and wave through the back to come back up. Drop down strong, undulate and wave and ripple through the back to come back up. And then we go the other way. Hips down, belly down, chest down, head down, push up in one strong plank. A little bit harder this way on the arms. Ripple down and push up straight as a plank. Thighs, hips, belly, chest, head, and push up strong. Nice. Get that nice ripply, wavy feeling. Nice continuous movement. Be disciplined about the difference between the ripple and the straight push. Another little 10-second release. Let's go. Nice and strong. Last 5, 4 with some energy. 3 with some pace. Let's go. Push. 2 and last 1. Nicely done. Final rest position, or I suppose appropriate today, shell position. Have a little 10-second breather and a sip before our next section. Great work, guys. Curl-ups time. So setting yourself down, lying on your back, feet planted, elbows forward, ribs away. Exhale, lift the shoulder blades from the floor. Inhale, control the shoulders and the head back down. Crucially, without arching or bananaing that lower back. We're going to add in a wave, a sweep. You're going to reach across, sweep your arm up behind your head, reaching outside of the opposite thigh. Lift up and center. Use the obliques to twist as you lift the chest up. Exhale, reach. If you can and you want to, you can turn this into a full roll up on diagonal, using that exhale to pull up and a smooth control roll down. Wave down, if you will, through the back. Find some length at the top and curl down through that center. Pull across the body. Curl or roll up on the twist. Center yourself in the center. Wave down through the back, whether that's just the top half of your back or whether it's indeed your whole back. Try and get that fluidity of movement. Use that strong exhale to help you lift up. And get the difference between a tall, straight back at the top of that line and the rolling and the curving and the turning on the way up. Once we've completed those, we're going to stay at the top and we're just going to take an extra little bit of movement through the back, tucking and then coming through upright, other way, arching and rolling. So we're flexing and arching the back here, curving round, lifting up through center, finding that openness of the chest, nice and smooth. Inhale at the top, exhale to find that curve. We can even exaggerate that further And we can ripple through. We can find that curve, open the chest, arch the back, tuck the abdomen, tuck the tailbone, ripple through. Again, finding that kind of waving action. All right, this time we're going to bring the heels a lot closer towards your bottom, ready for some glute bridge. Little pressure down through the hands, rolling up through the back, and rolling down through the back. Start by tucking the tailbone under, rolling up sequentially through the spine. Find that gorgeous straight top line, and then ripple and wave down the back to come back down. Pushing down through the feet, pushing down through the arms. Watch me pick up a bunch of sand with my foot and drop it on my face now. We're going to find that rolling, waving bicycle action with the leg now. Tuck, stretch, and lift. And then we can reverse the other way around. So take 3 or 4 in both directions, keeping your hips as high as you can and keeping them even from left to right. So just watch that you're not tipping or drooping down on one side. Stay up if you can, ready to do the other side. Lengthen, lift, fold through. Try and find that lovely continuous waving action now, like the waves rolling up the sand. Lift, fold through, and then we're going to reverse. Fold the leg up, lower long. Fold the leg through and up. Keep those hips high. Keep squeezing the glutes. Find the length in the lower back. No scrumpling that lower back now. Keep the abdomen working. Last little push. Arms go up to the ceiling. And we pulse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You didn't think we were done, did you? Let's reverse. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last squeeze, and we're done. Roll down smoothly for the final time, getting as much stretch through that lower back as you can, and release. Very, very nice. Take a full body stretch if you want to, and then when you're ready, one final squeeze of the abs, roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Okay, final push now. Come round to sitting. Another seaside appropriate Pilates exercise in the form of a kind of variation of this seal. So we're going to start by finding a little balance here. Tuck the tailbone under, scoop in the abs, find a little balance, and clap your feet together. 1, 2, 3. Feet come down, dive down now, then lift the head, lift the chest, wave through the spine, exhale, scoop and tuck, find your balance, clap, clap, clap. Feet come down, we ripple through the back, tuck down, lift the head, lift the chest, and wave up. Here's our little scoop and hold. If it feels too bizarre, too funky to clap the feet, I don't blame you. You don't have to clap the feet. You can just hold that little core stability balance if that works for you. A little hold and balance. And then send the feet down. You can even use your elbows to kind of nudge those knees a little bit further if you want that super deep hip opening stretch here. You can even, if you're enjoying that feeling of balance, hold it for a little bit longer at the top. You can even hold that deep butterfly stretch longer if you're enjoying the stretch element. This is your movement session. Linger in at any moment that you want to. You can, in that hover, maybe start to experiment with playing around with your legs. Maybe you can extend one leg or the other. Maybe you can extend both. Maybe you can stretch your spine a little bit longer. Maybe you can balance a little bit longer. Maybe with both legs outstretched, you could clap your feet together, keeping your legs long. Let's use this last few moments, this last little section of our movement session together to be playful, to be experimentative. It's a goofy movement, let's be honest. So let's be goofy about it. Try wiggling the toes. You can clap the legs together while they're straight. You can go for that extra stretch. You can even do some clamshells whilst holding your seal balance. Have a play around. See what your body wants to do. See how you want to challenge yourself. Last little hold. And a last little stretch. Dive down towards the toes. Ripple through the back. Channel the feeling of those waves rippling. And finally, let's finish how we started with a little roll side to side. Hopefully feeling a bit stronger, a little bit looser, a little bit freer at the end of our session. gorgeous long side bends going even further than when we started our session. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure to move with you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.